What's up guys, it's Darren Jackson. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully your investment portfolios are doing great. Hopefully you personally are doing even better because that's the most important thing. And this little guy right here is a penny. I'm not sure if my phone's zooming in on it, but this is a penny, believe me. Called the unsung hero of money. I say that because I'm sure if this was on the ground, a lot of us, probably 9 times out of 10, would walk by it unless it was like a quarter or a dime. But at the same time, if you're an investor, you probably noticed that stocks that are nicknamed after this guy, not the guy on the front of it, not Lincoln, but the penny itself, stocks that are nicknamed after it are blowing up. They're getting so popular. And I definitely get it. I have a lot of friends I've met on YouTube, from CJ, who has an investing channel, to Tyler Hill, who has an investing channel, which by the way is blowing up. Congratulations, man. And they're talking about these for a reason. So there's a lot of hype behind it. At the same time, I can understand why there's a lot of concern about penny stocks as well. So from the perspective of a new investor such as myself, and someone that's even newer to penny stocks as far as actually gaining the knowledge of it, I want to lay this all out. So in this video, we're going to talk about what a penny stock actually is, which is actually really interesting, so keep that in mind. We're going to go over the pros, why you should invest in penny stocks, the cons, why you want to be cautious before investing in penny stocks, or maybe not invest in penny stocks at all. And then at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you my personal opinion on if I think someone should invest in penny stocks if they're new, AKA if I would invest in penny stocks at this very moment. I would definitely advise you guys to stay for the whole video, because that last question, the answer to it, is gonna be a little more interesting than you might think. So let's get started. All right, so on this journey of being really interested in what a penny stock is and wanting to gain the knowledge of it before I just throw all my money into it, I knew I had to figure out what is exactly a penny stock, or what type of stock would you define as such. And what I found out was really interesting, because I actually found 2 different definitions. So the first definition was off Investopedia, and it was the more common definition from what I was hearing, is that a penny stock is basically any stock with a stock price of $5 or less. That's a penny stock. That's pretty much what it is. And the other definition I heard, which was even more interesting, was from a YouTuber, financial advisor named Joseph Hogue from Let's Talk Money. Shout out to him. I love watching his videos. And in his video, he said that a penny stock isn't necessarily defined as just what the stock price is. It's more so the market cap. And I thought that was interesting, especially with the examples he brought. Now, keep in mind, this isn't the exact example. I'm just trying to prove a point of what he was saying. So he said, let's say you're approached with 2 different stocks, and the first one is worth $85 a share, and the second one is worth 50 cents. Obviously, it seems like from the surface that the penny stock between the 2 is the 50-cent stock. However, when you look at the balance sheets and you get some more details from that company that it represents, you see that the 50 cent per share's actual market value is like $2 billion. They just have a lot of shares for some reason. And the $85 per share stock has a market cap of like 250 million. It's a smaller company because they're worth a lot less, but they don't have as many shares in the stock market, so their stock price is higher, but it's technically still the penny stock. That's kind of what his definition was. So I get what he's saying, and the other definition seems pretty more simplistic, especially because the less than $5 per share is the SEC, or the Securities Exchange Commission definition. So for the sake of this video and for the sake of my mindset, let's just say we put the 2 together, and it's any stock with a stock price of $5 or less that has a market cap of nothing more than $300 million, and we're gonna go with that. So obviously there are a lot of pros when it comes to penny stocks. You know, how is this gonna benefit me? What do I have exactly to look forward to? And with penny stocks, just like any other stock, it benefits 2 sides of this investment. The one side obviously is the companies. Keep in mind, we're defining a penny stock as a stock that's represented by a company that pretty much has a low market cap value. So for the company, just like any other company, they're investing into the New York Stock Exchange with the hopes of people putting money towards their company so they can use that capital to do things to help benefit that company, to make it more valuable overall. So these are particular companies that are on the ground level and that are given the opportunity to flourish. So that's how it benefits the company. As far as the investor goes, same concept. You get the opportunity to invest in a company on the ground level, which would be really beneficial, especially if this is a company that you've researched and that you believe in. You get the opportunity to invest into Apple back when it was double digits per share, and it could flourish into something like Apple is now, depending on what it is. The second pro to investing in penny stocks is most penny stocks are super cheap. Again, less than $5. Some you're gonna find less than a penny, which is ridiculous. So it's super cheap, and a cheap stock combined with the proper research to show a great company makes it ridiculously more appealing and leads to the third reason, a crap load of capital. The amount of capital that you can gain from penny stocks if invested into the right penny stock is ridiculous. At least I would imagine. I've never done it, but I've seen it, and it's crazy. So those are some of the pros of investing into penny stocks. However, there's always another side to investing. There's always going to be the issues you may run into, what you may want to avoid, or the cons to investing in penny stocks in general. So they all kind of surround this one word, in my opinion, and that word is risky. Investing in penny stocks are super risky, and here's a couple of reasons why. So for starters, these companies will typically have low liquidity, meaning if they sold all of the assets that they own, the amount of cash that they would have wouldn't be as high as some of these large market cap companies, which makes sense because their market cap in general is already going to be really low in comparison to other companies that have already made a name for themselves. With that being said, that definitely affects the investor because there's only so many stocks that this company is going to be able to spread out and have, and if they don't have enough, then the amount of buying and selling at higher and fairer prices is going to be limited. So if you bought a penny stock that has a low market cap value, it's very possible you may end up in the situation to where it's harder for you to sell it at a certain price that you feel like is fair, aka a little bit higher than what you bought it at, or the same, or a lot higher, because not a lot of people are trading it because it's not really available, because there's not a lot available in the stock market. So that's one thing you want to be concerned about. And the second reason why penny stocks can be super dangerous and honestly kind of scary is this whole aspect of the fraud potential behind it. And that surrounds primarily the information or lack thereof that a stock may have. So keep in mind, if you're investing into a stock from like Robinhood app or something like that, then you're investing into a penny stock that's in the New York Stock Exchange. So for the most part, you're fine, because obviously to get into the New York Stock Exchange, the company has to register some information within the SEC, which requires basic information that will be eventually made available to the public so you can see it and confirm, okay, this is a real company, I have nothing to worry about. But penny stocks can also be available through the over-the-counter market before they even go into the New York Stock Exchange. And you have specific penny stocks known as pink sheets, which are penny stocks that are less than $1 per share. And these penny stocks don't have to follow SEC guidelines, meaning they don't necessarily have to provide all this certain information, which is wild. I'm not really sure why that is. And in general, there may not be a lot of information on particular penny stocks. So with that being said, the amount of research you may obtain may not necessarily be from the company, but may be from hype men that have one goal and one goal only, and that's to make money through a process called pump and dump, which sounds really weird, but it makes a lot of people money. The way that works is that these fraudsters notice that there's not a lot of information or research on these particular companies. So what they do is they hype it up. They just tell you everything you want to know. Oh, this company is so revolutionary, they're going to change the world. You need to invest into it now because it's growing. It's growing, it's true, because what they're also doing is they're pumping money into the company by buying a lot of it at once. Millions of dollars, who knows? And when you buy into a company, the stock price increases. So you're seeing, okay, not only are they telling me that this company is really beneficial and it's going to grow and I need to get on this bandwagon before it's too late, but you're actually seeing it because the price goes up. So you and a bunch of your friends that don't do a lot of research hop into it. Okay, that's kind of rude. You did as much research as you could, but maybe there's not any, and you hop into it and the price keeps going up, and these fraudsters are chilling in the back and they notice all this, and once it reaches a particular peak, they sell. They get all the profits and you get nothing. They just dump that stock, ergo the pump and dump. It's super wild. And seriously guys, this penny stock fraud stuff is crazy. Like when I was doing research on different types of penny stock frauds that have been happening, I came across this one article about a guy named Zerk de Mason, I think I'm saying his name right, who was a self-described merchant banker. And basically what he did was he created multiple, I think like 13 different shell companies between 2008 and 2013. And he hired these group of people to basically call other potential investors to tell them, hey, we have this new company where we're gold mining and we're looking for copper, and we have a social media platform that we're working on. And this company is shooting up in price tremendously. You gotta get on this, you're gonna make so much profit. And the stocks that they made were shooting up because all these investors, including Zerk, were putting money into it. They were pumping money into the stock. And these investors were unfortunately falling for it, so they pumped it even more. And these original investors, including Zerk, just watched the stock price go higher and higher, and they eventually just sold it all. The investors lost a lot of money while everybody on the fraud side gained a lot of money. And I believe they did this in multiple states, and they made almost $40 million. Now, it wasn't until, I believe, in Ohio where the police department was able to get some insight on a bunch of fraud stuff going on in a financial company there, that they actually did some more investigation and trailed this all back to Zerk Mason. He got arrested. That pretty much sucks. So point is, penny stock fraud is out there and you gotta be careful. Also, point is, make sure you have a Samsung phone because it tells you when a potential fraud is calling, and it'll keep you from answering this phone so you don't invest in a company you don't know. Samsung for the win. And what's even wilder is, while I was doing research on pump and dumps and stuff like that, one of the ways you can pump up a company is by doing press releases, and people can get paid to actually do that. I actually found out that with the SEC, that doing press releases on a particular company, whether true or not, is actually technically a legal version of pump and dump. So with that being said, guys, even if anybody that's like a professional at penny stocks gives you information on penny stocks, make sure you do the additional research. And I'm assuming most professionals, especially on the YouTube channel, are gonna put links below certain information. So make sure the sources are correct and all that good stuff. In general, if anybody, even myself, who doesn't know a lot about investing, even at least in comparison to the next guy, gives you information, make sure you do the additional research, because many of us are not financial advisors, including myself. So make sure you do that, especially when it comes to penny stocks. So all in all, if somebody asked me, would I invest into penny stocks? My answer would be, it depends. Now, when I say it depends, I say that it basically depends on the company itself. For one, is it a real company? Okay. Two, is there a lot of information or research? And three, how do I feel about the company, especially into the future? Do I feel like they're gonna change the world? Because if I do, and I see that they're on the ground level, then of course I'm gonna buy into it. And obviously that would definitely benefit me because I'm buying into on the ground level, so the potential could be endless, again, if it's that type of company. Otherwise, at some point you learn how the stock market works, and with hype, stock prices go up, and when there's nothing happening or bad news is happening, stock prices go down. Even if it just hits a peak of a certain price and people think it's not gonna go any higher, stock prices go down. So if I'm dealing with a penny stock, and this is assuming I gain even more experience with penny stocks before I actually invest into one, if I notice information on a penny stock doesn't seem too crazy, but it shows a pattern of rise and falls and I see the hype into it, then I may trade the penny stock, meaning I'll buy a decent amount into it, an amount that I can risk losing. And once I think it's reaching a high, even if I'm wrong, if it's higher than what I bought into it, I'll sell it all the same day and the next day, just to make a profit. So you have to be really careful with that, with the investing versus trading aspect, especially when it comes to penny stocks. Just really pay attention to what's going on. So that's my personal opinion on it now. But tell me, guys, what do you guys think about penny stocks? Do you feel like this hype is real? Are you investing into penny stocks? If so, what are your favorite penny stocks to invest into? Maybe I'll check them out. If you're not, leave comments below. Let me know why you're not investing into penny stocks and what type of companies or stocks are you investing into. Make sure you guys watch some of these other videos, which I sincerely hope helps you guys on your investing journey as it has in mine. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And until next time, take care.